Hey everybody, thanks for joining us on another Sandia Mountain Natural History Center quick trip. Today we're in the Sandias doing a little snowshoeing. But you know, nowadays snowshoes are made out of aluminum and carbon fiber, a lot of modern day materials, but it hasn't always been that way. So in the pulk here, we got some different types of snowshoes. We're going to test them out and tell you what they were used for. So you might be wondering, do I really need snowshoes? Well, this is called post holing because you're making post holes in the snow. You couldn't get very far just like this. Snowshoes are gonna let you stay on top. Look, this snow is at least 2 feet deep right here. Very difficult. Here it is up to my thigh. That's why you need snowshoes.
The first snowshoes were undoubtedly inspired by animals such as the snowshoe hare and the lynx. But the indigenous peoples of North America developed the most advanced and diverse snowshoes prior to the 20th century. Different shapes were adapted to the different conditions in each region. Interestingly, the Inuit, who had 2 different styles of snowshoes, didn't actually use snowshoes that much, since most of their foot travel in winter was over sea ice or on the tundra, where snow doesn't actually pile up very deep.
So these longer, narrower snowshoes are called Yukon shoes, and they obviously were developed by people living in the far north, Alaska, and obviously the Yukon. But they're made for traveling across open areas without a lot of brush. So that's their long profile, distributes the weight almost like a ski. It's also a really good idea to have these cages. That's what they're called, snow cages, on the bottom of your trekking poles. That way they don't sink too deep into the snow either. So the shoes I'm wearing now are called bear paws. And if you look, you can see they're much smaller. And they're called bear paws because they kind of look like a bear paw. But they were developed by Indians living back east, or just areas where there was thick woods, because you don't want to be dragging those big long snowshoes through those wooded areas. It's much more easier to maneuver on these little ones. So our last type of snowshoes are these. These are more of a Midwestern snowshoe called the Michigan or the Huron. And they are kind of an all-around snowshoe, made for terrain that's going to be both open and in the woods. They kind of get the best of both worlds. Thought I was going to fall, didn't you? Well, you're not getting a blooper today. So the first snowshoes would have actually been like pine boughs and things like that, just strapped to their feet so they wouldn't sink in. But later, when they started being manufactured, snowshoes would have been made out of green wood that was bendable, and then rawhide, sinew, things like that. So one of the things that people forget when traveling in the snow is the sun. So just like in the summertime, especially here in New Mexico, it's very important to have a hat. Definitely have sunglasses, because the reflecting snow can actually cause something called snow blindness, where your corneas, or honestly I forget what in your eye, gets sunburnt and very painful. And then sunscreen as well, because we're at elevation and the reflecting snow can really burn you.
If you've been watching our videos, recently you saw an ice fishing video and now a snowshoeing video. I thought this was about New Mexico, where it's hot and dry. Well, Not always. We have a lot of mountains and a lot of cold spots here in New Mexico, but the cold should not deter you from getting out and enjoying this beautiful state. Thanks for watching, and please like and subscribe.